Hello, my name is Shanta and you're on the Shanta Show. Obviously, this show is all about me. So, Dwaine is here. He doesn't know I use this camera. You're gonna be right here.
Hey everyone, my name is Dwaine Woolley. I'm 100% Australian, born and raised in Australia and spoke English for the first 20 years of my life. Ngayon, nandito ako sa Pilipinas, nagtatagalog na ako. The Philippines. Some of the most beautiful islands in the world are found right here. Foreigners from all over the world come here, whether it's for business, charity work. Some people come here for love. Whatever the reason is that people come here, a lot of the foreigners that come to the Philippines don't bother learning Tagalog. And that seems kind of unfair, doesn't it? Para sa inyong mga Filipino, pag pupunta kayo dun sa States, kailangan kayo mag-English, di ba? Hindi pwede kayo mag-Tagalog. Hindi pwede nyo Tagalogin ng mga Amerikano na nandun. Pero ang mga Amerikano or mga puti or mga dayuhan na pupunta dito, pinapa-English ka nila palagi. Ayaw nila magpaturo sa Tagalog. Bakit ganun? Di ba? Walang katulungan yan. Yes, fair enough. Nearly everyone in the Philippines knows how to speak a decent amount of English to, for foreigners to get by. But it makes me kind of sad to see foreigners that have been here in the Philippines for years and years and never bothered to learn the language. Marami akong kaibigan na nagda-date sila sa mga Filipina, married to a Filipina or parang ganon. Like my sister, for example. My sister married a Filipino.
Kumusta Philippines? My name is Amberly. Dwaine is my brother. Mahal ko ang Filipinas.
Ito yung kapatid ko na si Amberly.
Kumusta?
Andito yung kasintahan niya na si BJ. Filipino siya. Taga saan ka?
Sa bahay.
Ako, kasal na ako. Tingnan niyo to. Oh, sing-sing to, di ba? I am married to the beautiful Shanta Marie Salburo Woolley. Shanta, come here, baby. Shanta, halika na. Here's my beautiful wife. Oh, wow. You're really... Oh, nga, no? Okay, I'm gonna make this slower. This is my beautiful wife, Shanta Salburo. We got married dun sa Cebu on March 10, 2017. So just last month. Tapos alam niyo ba kung saan una niyang sinabi sa akin na I love you? Tell them.
No, sabihin mo sa kanila.
Most romantic place in the world. Tokyo, Tokyo. Bakit hindi Tokyo?
Kasi na-feel ko na di ba, ang dami mo ng sacrifices and then, I felt na kailangan ko lang sabihin sa'yo na I love you. Kaya sinabi ko na doon, hindi ko na inisip yung place. Ikaw, what do you sinabi sa akin mo?
Gusto ko kasi parang magandang lugar na walang tao na kumakain ng Tokyo, Tokyo. Shanta and I are a living example of a foreign Filipina relationship, okay? The only difference in this relationship is the foreigner knows how to speak Filipino.
Yes. And not just one language.
That's right. Tagalog, Bisaya, walang lahat yan. Mayabang ako. Our message for everyone today is that if you are a foreigner and you're in a relationship with a Filipina, learn her language. You will never truly understand your Filipina partner if you can't speak her language fluently. Sure, you can communicate in English, but there's always going to be some kind of barrier there. When you're speaking to her in English all the time, you only know who she is in English. Like if me and Shanta were to speak English all the time, I wouldn't really know who she is. When I learned how to speak Waray and I know her in Waray, it's like that there's more of her that I know now because I speak her language.
That's true. Yes, baby.
If we were to speak in English all the time, her personality would be limited. I wouldn't know all of her. How can you expect to understand your Filipino partner 100% when you can't even speak the language that they've grown up speaking their entire life? Like, you may say,
I've been with my wife for 50 years. I know her better than anybody.
But the thing is, you don't know what you don't know. You don't know what it is that I'm talking about right now because you're not fluent in the language, and you won't know what it is until you learn the language. I'll give give you a couple of examples. For example, the sense of humor in Filipino is much different to the sense of humor in English. If you were to directly translate the Tagalog sense of humor into English, it's not funny at all. It doesn't make any sense. Like, for example, now that's a famous Filipino song. If I do a parody of that song in Filipino, this is what it's like. Hallelujah, hallelujah. Sinong bakla, sinong bading, sumigaw, charing charing. And to Filipinos, that's really funny. But in English, all that means is, who's gay, who's a lady boy, say charing charing. You know, it's like, what? It doesn't make any sense. You know, there's other expressions like, salamat mga beshi, nosebleed, smile naman dyan and everything. Pak ganern, pak ganern, 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 ganern. Edi wow. Things like that. I just can't explain why it's funny in English. You will only know why it's funny when you're fluent in the language. If you become fluent in the Filipino language and you have a Filipino partner and you speak to your Filipino partner in her language, it makes a massive difference. Like, Shanta, halimbawa, how would you feel kung hindi ako marunong ng Tagalog o hindi ako marunong ng kaning waray, sugad?
Hindi ako makaka-express sin maupayahin mo. Kay damon words nga may dahil equivalent in English pero ang translation would be different or the damo yan translations like one word hawaray-waray and pwede na yan like damo na translations when you say it in English or it doesn't make sense when you say it in English.
Maybe. You can't expect your Filipina loved one to adapt to you all the time, to adapt to your language. You've got to adapt back so you can have that tunay na connection, di ba?
Connection.
It's a two-way thing. Kailangan magtrabaho kayong dalawa para sa inyong pag-ibig, di ba?
Yes, baby.
You see, when you become fluent in a second language, it's like this door opens up to a whole new dimension that has been there all along but you never knew existed. Learning a language is more than just translating something from English into the language. You know, that's just a translation. You don't actually really understand the essence of the sentence or whatever it is you're translating. You will never truly understand the Filipino people if you do not speak their language. You may think you do, but the thing is, you don't know what you don't know. So if you are in a relationship or married to a Filipina, put it to the test. Learn her language and see what changes. See how your relationship grows and develops. See how you understand her more.
Yes, learn her language. If you learn her language, you will have more to laugh about, to talk about.
Now, we're not trying to say that, you know, if you don't speak the language, your relationship's gonna suck or it's gonna fail. We're not saying that at all. We're just saying that if you do learn the language, you will know your partner 100 times better.
200%.
Wow. You may ask, well, how am I supposed to learn the language? Well, for me, I'm a purebred Aussie. Our ancestry goes back to the convicts. My family is not bilingual at all. How I learned the language was I came to the Philippines as a missionary. And then I didn't speak English at all. I was living with Filipinos. I was talking to Filipinos way out in the provinces every day, taking down notes whenever I learned a new word, whenever I heard a new word. If I wanted to know how to say something, I'd just ask people in the language like, unsaon nimbo sa pagsulti og ingon ana? You know, pag gusto mo, maraming paraan. Pag ayaw mo, maraming dahilan. Don't make excuses for not learning the language. You can do it. You have the time. If you're married to a Filipino, your teacher is right there. She lives with you. You're married to her.
7.
In saying that, I will be uploading my secret, how I learned to speak Tagalog, how I learned to speak 3 different Filipino dialects in a matter of 2 years. So if you haven't subscribed to this YouTube channel, subscribe now. We're going to be uploading some tutorials on how to speak Tagalog, Bisaya, and waray. Duklat. It's not difficult when you put your mind to it. You just have to be dedicated. When you finally become fluent in the language, you will understand her completely. And then you'll know what I'm talking about in this video. Alright, that's it for today, guys. Thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe to this YouTube channel for more kalokohan. Yes.
Your kalokohan.
Alright, rant out.